We're back. This is Dear Woke Christian. So one of the questions I get quite often is, why do I say that critical race theory is a cult, is a different religion, and that its gospel is impotent, that its gospel has no teeth, that its gospel cannot save? Why do I say that? And I invited a friend on to the show today to tell you why I say that. So let's sit back. Let's interact with good old Dr. Baucham. And lots of things have been going on with Dr. Baucham lately. So I want to give him an opportunity. He's at the Shepherd's Conference and he dropped some knowledge just the other day. And I'll actually leave a description for the full sermon down below. But he dropped some knowledge that I just really don't think we should let slide by. So let's listen to Dr. Baucham. Take it away, sir. All right, let's see if I got this thing.
Sent forth his son, who was not born of ordinary generation, but was born of a virgin. Yes, the virgin birth matters. Why? Because if he's born of ordinary generation, he's born in sin. But because he's not born of ordinary generation, he's not born in sin. He's clean of sin. His record is clean. And he keeps his record clean. And he obeys God's law. And because he's fully God and fully man, he obeys the law of God on our behalf in his active obedience. And then in his passive obedience, God made him who knew no sin to be sin for us. All we like sheep had gone astray. Each of us had turned to his own way, but God laid upon him the iniquity of us all. And Christ died for sin once for all, the just for the unjust. And God imputes our sinfulness to him. And he nails our sinfulness to the tree. And Christ dies and raises again on the third day for our justification. And there's another imputation. The righteousness of Christ is actually imputed to us so that God can be both just and the justifier of the one who places faith in Jesus Christ, so that all those who come to Christ may enter in, so that all those who place faith in Christ might be saved, but not only saved, but sanctified, because he's the firstborn of many brethren. We're justified and we're adopted into the family of God, and we're sanctified. And as his children, we begin to bear the family resemblance, and we're further sanctified throughout this life by the very same gospel that saves us, until one day when it's all said and done, we're not just saved from the penalty of sin. We're not just saved from the power of sin, but one day we're glorified and saved from the very presence of sin. That's the gospel that we preach. That's the gospel that we need. And that's the gospel that's more than enough.
Yeah. You're not going to hear that in the critical race theory paradigm. You're not going to hear that in a social justice montage. I'm sorry. You're not. Because critical race theory, social justice, and such are impotent in that regard. They don't look at man as sinners. They look at man in groups. They look at man based upon their phenotypes and not their internal issue, which is the fact that we are sinners. So I appreciate Dr. Baucham explaining that and dropping that at Shepherd's Conference. And I pray that you got something from that as well, that it was encouraging and edifying to you. Continue to support this channel. Thank you for the 3-piece special. Thank you for that like, that share, and that comment. Drop a sub if you're not already a subscriber. I deeply appreciate it. And until next time, in the meantime and in between time, grace and peace.